After proving a profitable and beloved series throughout the console's life, Gears of War reached something of a crossroads with the trilogy wrapped up in 2011. Despite new hardware arriving later in the year, fans would get one last 360 rodeo with Judgment, a prequel helmed by People Can Fly in collaboration with series vets Epic in 2013. A story focusing on Sardonic's sidekick Baird, it could have offered another tale worthy of the series. Sadly, the landing didn't quite stick, missing out with a forgettable campaign, a disappointing story, and gameplay which recalls the previous installments without offering enough substantial additions to distinguish itself. Kilo Squad, a quartet comprised of new and returning characters, find themselves in trouble as they are put on trial by Colonel Loomis. Baird, Cole, Paddock, and Sophia all give testimony on their actions throughout several story chapters as they try to justify their actions. This sees the crew defending a museum, storming a beach to breach a scientific facility, and trying to eliminate a feared Locust general. Unfortunately, this narrative feels disappointingly limp, and quite fragmented due to the structure of storytelling. Baird and Cole feel both weirdly subdued in this one, lacking the likeable, kinetic personas of previous games. And though Paddock and Sophia seem like interesting new additions, the development just isn't there. Gears of War has never been known for Oscar-caliber stories, but you still can't help but feel like this misses the mark.
There goes a record. What? I went from lieutenant to war criminal in less than a week.
As you were.
The good news is that gameplay here retains the sturdy foundation of previous games, even if very little has changed. Oddly, the controls see something of an overhaul, with weapon swapping now mapped to Y like traditional shooters, and rather than selecting and throwing frags, this function is mapped to a bumper. It takes some getting used to, though the faster weapon switch is welcome at least. Other tweaks, like characters automatically picking up ammo and limiting weapons held to 2, all feel like changes to add speed to the combat. Outside of this, familiar functions like taking cover, aiming, and sprinting all work as in previous games, ensuring fans of the series can start this one without too much adjustment. The campaign structure probably sees the biggest changes. Rather than scripted encounters, the spawning system sees enemies randomized when you replay segments, which can force you to throw your strategy out the window. The scoring focus from Bulletstorm also carries over, with each combat section rating you out of 3 stars. Actions like gibbing, headshots, and executions build stars faster. Tied into this are declassified missions, special tasks which add difficult modifiers to the fight. From turning wretches into lambent variants, limiting your ammo, and even reducing your team to melee weapons only, chances are you'll have a tough time. However, stars fill up quicker under these conditions, proving essential to earning 3 stars. While these factors add spice to the game, a lot of the set pieces and fights feel forgettable. Fights see you dueling with a wide spread of Locust from the trilogy, but it never feels meaningful or well placed, like a fragmented assortment of battles that fade quickly from the memory. It's also remarkably short, with the game easily cleared in around 6 hours. There is some replay value from attempting to get all the stars and declassified missions, but outside of that, the campaign isn't all that enticing. A bonus aftermath chapter, detailing how Baird and Cole found survivors during an act of Gears 3, doesn't offer much. That being said, 4-player co-op is also appetizing for social gamers. Speaking of which, multiplayer is quite good once again, featuring 8 maps and 2 new modes. Free-for-all is quite self-explanatory, but Overrun is a more interesting addition, meshing Horde defense with Gears 3's Beast mode. As a class-based team of cogs defend against another team of Locust, your goal is to defend or attack 2 E-hole covers and eventually a generator. It's tense, fun, and even has a co-op variant, with survival serving as a substitute of sorts for Horde. Solo players can play privately against bots too, though otherwise single-player content is quite light. Releasing at the tail end of the Xbox 360's run, Judgment levies some outstanding graphics from the console. Everything is distinctively colourful, with chunky characters, destructible environments, and impressive animations all standing out further. Performance remains steady and combat flows beautifully, with the same bloody fever present in the previous installments. Some cool visual effects, like stunning fire, worn-torn places of beauty, and disgusting dismemberment, all add to the visuals too. The auditory side is solid, with potent guns and explosive combat both retaining the quality from previous games. Music is a little understated, lacking the bombast you'd expect, and voice acting is serviceable, despite a lack of memorable story moments.
Control, Kilo here. So, we're gonna get the light mass missile online and use it to kill General Khan. Any objections?
Works for me.
Gears of War Judgment offers another serving of third-person shooting for series vets, but lacks the memorability or high-stakes nature of the outstanding trilogy. The campaign has some interesting additions, but is ultimately dragged down by a disappointing story, weak characterization, and a fragmented structure. Multiplayer and co-op fans will likely get a kick out of the new additions to the suite, but the changes to staples of the series may turn off those who spent hundreds of hours on previous multiplayer skirmishes. By no means is this a bad game, but it's one that feels overshadowed by those which came before.
The charges will be defined as I hear your testimony. Now, Lieutenant Baird, begin with the last time we saw each other.